Over the past 5 decades, around 573 disasters are said to be reported to affect the livelihood of the people across the country. Example, tsunami and tornado. Around 1.3 lakhs of people have lost their lives, out of which 80,000 casualties have been reported only in the past 2 decades, and about 108 crore people were affected all these years. The death toll due to the disaster in India is about 90% of the reported death worldwide occurred in developing countries. In addition to this, the disaster have also resulted in a loss of many resources, thus rattling the economic stability of the country. The root cause of all these losses is all directed to the factors like lack of awareness, lack of proper planning, analysis, inefficiency in communication. So, in order to prevail over this distressing issue, we have come up with an application that can resolve all these issues. Our app acts as a bridge, thus connecting all the people, rescue agencies, and various other personnel, and thus making it easy to tackle and overcome all the detrimental disaster. Welcome to our video on developing an application under which all rescue agencies are registered and which can display the location of other rescue relief agencies during a natural or man-made calamities. I am Lavanya, team leader of Hexa-Heros, here to give an overview about our app that helps as a communication bridge between a people and a rescue agencies during a disaster. So, the central principle of our app is to allow a web or a mobile application that allows the rescue agencies to communicate with other agencies and coordinate their efforts and resources and provide aid more effectively could be a valuable tool for responding to a natural or man-made disasters. Our app marks the areas where the distress call comes from accurately for the rescue process. Our app features like mentioned below, mapping a vulnerable areas, is simply marking the disaster prone areas at the times of disaster. Example, in an event of tsunami in Tamil Nadu, our app will automatically mark a Pondicherry, Nellore, Chennai, Kadalur, Kanyakumari, Rameshwaram and gives them a first priority in rescue. Secondly, we have the specification of performance index of each agencies. This is done by fetching data directly from the head command of the agencies to evaluate their performance from their previous missions. Followed by that, we have the live tracking of the rescue agencies during disaster. Lastly, we have a yearly warning system which is basically a bunch of safety precautions that are to be followed in a calamity. Now, heading to the technological stack for the development of our application, we will be using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, in which we will be using React.js and Google API for the front-end development. And for a backend, we are using JS, Node.js framework, and for a database management, we use MySQL. Lastly, we use a RabbitMQ for message passing system. From here, let us head over to dependencies. First, access to accurate and up-to-date geospatial data. It is a digital map that helps us understand and analyze the spatial relationships, which is about how things are positioned in relation to each other in physical space. Next, mobile platforms. Since our application will also be available in a mobile platforms, we will be using a Flutter and a React framework. And third, backend source infrastructure. Cloud platforms like AWS, Azure or a Google Cloud can provide a scalable backend services. Now let us discuss about the use cases here. Emergency response coordination. The primary use case is to enable efficient coordination among multiple rescue agencies during emergencies. Resource allocation and sharing. The app can help in resource allocation by sharing which agencies are closest to the affected areas and what resources they can provide. Real-time incident reporting. Agencies can use the application in reporting incidents and infrastructure damage in real time. Now let us have a look at the prototype of the app so that we get clear and deep understanding of the app with the help of interface. As soon as we open the app, we are prompted with two options. Those are about to create an alert in case of emergency and agency login through which the agency can log in themselves or enter their data into a central database. If the agency tries to log into the app in order to maintain the privacy. Each rescue agency are given with the unique login credentials with which they can log in. Once they have logged in successfully, they will be provided with a digital form in which all the necessary details that are needed are to be entered. Example, name of the officer, number of personnel, etc. Here, area of expertise are collected based on their priority with which they are expert in. Also, they can enter all the equipment details that they possess along with their quantity. They are also asked to enter their past missions in order to efficiently analyze the rescue agencies with respect to the previous mission. Once they submit their details, it will be stored in the central database, which is editable when necessary. Now, in the case of creating an alert in the time of disaster, the user is asked to provide their location access. The user can share their live location or even type the address manually. The user is also asked to provide a short description about the disaster to have a clear idea. An alert is sent to all the nearest rescue forces, and the user is provided with a map that shows all the nearby rescue agencies. The app intelligently selects the nearest and most efficient rescue agency that are available in a close proximity and then allocates the nearest rescue force that is readily available to proceed with the disaster rescue operation. Once the rescue agency is allocated, the user will be able to contact the rescue agency through a call and give a clear explanation. The app also has a feature with which the user will be able to track the activity and live location of the rescue agency along with the time. Now, let us have a look at the agency side interface. In the case of disaster, the alert will be sent to all the nearest rescue agencies. The agencies can either accept or decline. Once they accept, the app will help to find the shortest possible route to the disaster location. Our app also acts as a communication bridge between all the rescue agencies to coordinate their effort and perform the operation successfully. For example, suppose when a rescue agency is in a dire need of some resources or equipments, they can communicate with all the other agencies and ask for aid at the course of disaster. This will help in performing the rescue operation efficiently. Our app encompasses all these features with the easy to use interface and high privacy of the sensitive data. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.